Ask the Ethics Guy with Dr. Bruce Weinstein.
I have a question for you. Is it ethical for political candidates to accept fees for speeches they give while they're campaigning? I'm managing the presidential Kenyan candidate, Dr. George Luchiro Wajakoya, and we've based our campaign manifesto on the 5 principles of ethical intelligence that you talk about. So we want to make sure that everything we do is consistent with these principles. Thank you.
Your question is a timely one, Peter, so thank you for submitting a video. Political campaigns are becoming so expensive that you might wonder what could possibly be wrong with accepting money for a speech that your candidate is going to give anyway. But it turns out that this practice is not consistent with ethical intelligence because it violates the ethical principle of fairness. Here's how. Suppose Dr. George is invited to give a talk to 2 different organizations. The first organization offers a fee of $100,000 or its equivalent, and the second organization has only $10,000 to pay Dr. George. Now let's also suppose that the first organization is for a certain political issue, it could be any issue, and the second organization is against the same issue. If Dr. George were elected and the issue came up, which side of the fence do you think he would favor? Now Dr. George might say, I'm perfectly capable of being fair and dispassionate and looking at the issue objectively, but subconsciously he may very well favor the organization that gave him much more money. It comes down to this. When someone gives you a gift, you feel, rightly or wrongly, that you have an obligation to return the favor. For example, suppose you and I have been friends for a while, and one year I decide to give you a birthday present. When my birthday rolls around, won't you feel obligated to give me a present? Most likely you will. So the practice of accepting money for speaking engagements is not consistent with ethical intelligence, and the best policy for candidates is to have a no-fee policy because of the conflict of interest that exists. After the election, political candidates who have not been elected, then and only then can accept fees for speaking engagements. What politics is supposed to be about is promoting the interests of the citizens. I should also say that I'm flattered, Peter, that your campaign has made use of the 5 principles of ethical intelligence that we've been talking about in this series. And I should also add to everyone who's watching that I have not paid your campaign for this privilege. If you'd like to submit a question to Ask the Ethics Guy, send it to asktheethicsguy@gmail.com. See you next time.